You're welcome to stand and join us for prayer if you'd like to do that. Kind of gracious Heavenly Father, Lord, we do bow in your presence this afternoon. We thank you, Lord, for watching over us and bringing us back once again. Thank you for our community and each one that lives here and each one that we represent. We do ask your blessings and your mercy upon them. We do pray for those that are in harm's way today, whether they be working locally here, whether they be in our armed forces serving for us wherever they are. We ask God that you would watch over them. We do pray for the sick today and those that have lost loved ones. We do ask God for wisdom and understanding during this meeting. You help us, God, to make decisions that be good and right concerning the people that we are serving today. But God, forgive us where we've come short. Give us knowledge, Lord. In Jesus' name, amen. And we'll remain standing for the pledge to the flag. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. Thank you all for joining us today. At this time, we'll go ahead and call it March the 13th meeting of the Jackson County Fiscal Court to order. At this time, we'll have Mr. Duckmore read the minutes for a previous meeting.
Okay, Shane Gabbard called the meeting to order. Minutes from January the 9th, 25 were read and approved. Motion by Vaughn, second by Todd. Shane Gabbard recognized Mr. Judd Hubbard and the, how do you say that word, Nesbit?
Nesbit, yep.
Nesbit Architecture, who announced the Welcome Center is done. Gabbard requested approval to make the final payment for the Welcome Center with the USDA grant. Motion to approve by Vaughn, second by Todd. Shane Gabbard presented the sheriff's quarterly report and excess fees, approved by Vaughn and Todd. Shane Gabbard presented the county clerk's excess fees, approved by a motion by Vaughn and Baker. Shane Gabbard requested approval to create and appoint 911 dispatch advisor committee. Daniel Isaacs, Zach Brandt, Chris Baldwin, Craig Bowles, Jody Britton, Jamie Strong, Brody Keck, Lonnie Madden, Kyle Welch, Jason Gabbard, Cleon Bam, Shane Gabbard. Motion to approve by Baker, second by Vaughn. Shane Gabbard presented an additional to the administration code pursuant to KRS 68.005, add a paternity and a maternity leave to the personnel section. Motion by Vaughn, second by Baker. Shane Gabbard presented for approval the MOBI cadaver two-body cooler for the county coroner's office, $7,399. Motion by Todd, second by Vaughn to approve. Shane Gabbard requested approval to support the Little League program with $5,000. Motion by Baker, second by Todd. Shane Gabbard presented the treasurer's bills and transfers. Motion by Baker, second by Vaughn. Motion to adjourn by Vaughn and Baker. Set the next meeting, March 13th, 1 o'clock today. How's that?
All right.
Can I say something now?
Yeah. A
lot of people that are buying cars, used, new or used, going out of the county to get them. Because we don't have a big lot of places here to get one. All the local dealers are going out. So when they go and you buy a car out of town, you need to ask the salesperson the tax and license in Jackson County. Otherwise, we don't get a dime. Now, one day last week, we recorded 22 liens from one car dealer in London. We got $1 for each lien, the county clerk's office does. But what it's doing, it's destroying our taxing districts. They're not getting any money out of all these cars. And if the owner says, now I was in Frankfurt Thursday and talked to the head of transportation, if he says we can't do it, he's not telling the truth. You can do it anywhere, anytime. But you can bring it back to Jackson County, pay the taxes and license. Now that don't mean you have to write a check out of your own pocket. You can actually let the finance company carry it and they'll send us a check. But we're losing a fortune on that. And we don't have a lot of taxing districts and stuff like that, but there's no sense in that. If you go over and buy one, they say we can't do it. Go to another dealer. There's 50-some thousand dealers in the state of Kentucky. But they're not too, and you need to go somewhere else, probably get a better deal anyway, and the man's already lied to them. But we need to start getting the word out to do that, because we're losing a fortune, I'm telling you. 22 lanes from one dealer is a lot, no telling how many others there was. But that's something you need to think about. If you know somebody's gonna buy a car out of town, tell them, have license and pay the taxes in Jackson County. And if they don't wanna do it, go somewhere else. It's that simple. Amen, I'm done. But it's killing us, we're not getting anything out of it. The county needs, the taxing district needs every dime they get, you all know that. So let's start doing that, don't we?
All right. Need a motion to approve the minutes.
Oh, I got carried away.
All right. Thanks, Jimmy. Here you go, the other side.
Okay. Who said that?
Today, we have, on our agenda, we've got Miss Lynette Hunter, Miss Sherry Judd, and they are representing Save the Children, right? And then we've got Miss Ashley Wagers, which is our Jackson County Public Library Director. They brought us some material here, so you all got the floor.
You want me to stand here?
You can, just whatever you're gonna do, Lynn.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, first of all, thank you for the invitation.
Oh, yeah.
It's an honor to talk about Jackson County Save the Children. Save the Children's been active in Jackson County for many years, collaborating with both public and private schools, as well as serving the community by offering resources and programs focused on early childhood education and kindergarten readiness. In each elementary school within the public school district, we have what we call an early childhood coordinator, and Sherry's the one for Tyner. And they promote kindergarten readiness for children ages 0 to 5 years through the Early Steps to School Success program. The coordinator provides support to families in their area by doing home visits for expectant mothers and children ages 0 to 3. And during these visits, children receive personalized educational assistance, helping them develop essential skills and family support to ensure they feel comfortable and prepared for entering kindergarten. Another vital aspect of the Early Childhood Coordinator's role is the book bag exchange program, and that's for ages 3 to 5. Each month, various books and materials are distributed to teach literacy, social emotional skills, and encourage family bonding. The book bag exchange serves as a valuable initiative that fosters continuous learning for children and acts as an incentive in partnership with preschool classes. In other words, their office is at each school, and they coordinate with the preschool classes there at each school. Also, in each public elementary school in our district, we have an elementary program coordinator. And these 3 people pretty much stay in school. They do their work there with the elementary kids that are in the school. But each coordinator works alongside teachers, the resource director, and the principal to guarantee that every child receives the additional educational support they need. Each school in the district also has a tutor that works through Save the Children, who works closely with the program coordinator, providing in-school engagement and after-school programs. So in some of the elementary schools, Save the Children has after-school programs that where tutoring is brought in and just to meet their needs. And in each public elementary school, we have AmeriCorps seniors, and honestly, this is my favorite part of it. This program is open to individuals aged 55 and older, and they work as a grandparent figure to those children in school. And y'all can imagine, it's amazing. It is amazing to see them at work. They offer emotional support, tutoring, mentoring, and care for children involved in our programs. I'm the Community Impact Coordinator. I oversee and drive initiatives in the community through community partners and community relationships, enhancing current programs, as well as implementing new ones. At any given time in Jackson County, Save the Children has 450 children enrolled in our programs. Of course, it goes up and down a little bit, but that's at any given time. This year, we anticipate that number will rise to over 600 due to our new programs and initiatives we're getting ready to launch. And as you may already know, Many of these children and their families are affected by opioid drug abuse. Adverse childhood experiences, or ACEs, and the opioid crisis are interconnected. Exposure to opioid use can lead to various forms of childhood trauma and adverse behavioral outcomes, whether it's through parental incarceration, the loss of a parent due to overdose, or family violence or abuse. And that's nothing new for us, we all know that. But in Kentucky, 1 in 5 children have already faced at least 2 ACEs, which again is adverse childhood experiences, with the highest rates found in rural areas, which is us. But the encouraging news is that these ACEs are treatable. We have asked for funds through the Opioid Abatement Fund to help provide resources and materials that have been proven to help children with ACEs. Since we're already connected with families who stand to benefit from this program, 100% of the funds will be directed toward children impacted by opioid use. We have submitted a request to the judge executive, and by securing these funds, we hope to expand our reach and provide even more comprehensive support to the children who need it most.
Thank you, and that request that you sent me, it looks very good.
Thank you.
It's very detailed. I've got a meeting, not next week, but the week after, with the folks from the Opioid Abatement Commission in Frankfurt, and I was planning on taking it with me and letting them work out the fine lines, and maybe we can get it approved at the next court meeting.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
it's very detailed. Thank you, Lynetta. You're doing a great job with the Save the Children program. They do. I've been up around school a lot where I still have 2 kids in school, and I see the activities that they do, especially a lot of the after-school activities, and it's a good thing. They're doing great things for them. So thank you for giving us updates.
Thank you.
Y'all
Thank you
have
for letting me-
questions for Lynetta?
Keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Next, we have Miss Ashley Wagers on the agenda for the library. She's dropped us some information here. Go ahead, Ashley.
Sure. My name is Ashley. Most of you probably know me here, but if you do not know me, I would like to invite each one of you down to get to know me down at the Jackson County Public Library. You know, when you think about libraries, you think about a building in your community that houses resources and houses books. But I'm here today to just share what we've been doing in our community that's beyond books. I've handed out papers to each of you that's a behind-the-scenes look in 2024. So these numbers were calculated using our data and statistics that we collect for everything that we do, we keep numbers for. And so that's from January until January 1st till December 31st of last year. You know, we do circulation where we circulate books, but we also circulate laptop computers. And then we also had hotspots for a few months last year that we were able to circulate. We have community spaces that community members can utilize, and we don't charge them anything to host meetings or you know, parent groups, or even for visitation and stuff like that. They use our community spaces for. And then we also have a new program that we brought out last year with our own ebooks. And so we have a collection of ebooks that our community members, only the people that have a library card in Jackson County, can check out these ebooks. So that was a lot of fun to be able to provide that to our community. But in addition to those circulating items, we host our monthly food box distribution. We partner with a lot of different agencies in Jackson County, but we also partner with agencies outside of Jackson County so that we can bring those resources to our people here in the community that need them. And one of those partnerships was with God's Outreach. So every month we distribute food boxes. You might have seen, and I apologize for taking up the street in McKee, but you might have seen the long line wait on the first Tuesday of every month. We distribute food boxes. Those boxes are valued at $120 a box. And then if you are not able to come out to pick up those food boxes, we do a distribution service through our bookmobile where she delivers books, magazines, and also food boxes to the ones that can't get out to the food banks because of a disability or transportation issue. So over the last year, we did 1,035 food boxes, and we started in June, so the next year is gonna be even more than that. And then 200 of those food boxes were delivered to our homebound patrons. We also do GED testing at the library. We are the closest GED testing center besides London or Richmond, which, you know, when you live in this area, sometimes transportation to these testing centers can be a barrier for you to get your GED. So by having it here at the Jackson County Public Library, those people are able to come and do a test. Last year we did 266 GED tests were administered at the library. And many of those were with inmates that did get their GED. So we're really proud to be able to offer that. We do community events. We partner with different organizations. Whenever you need hands on the ground, we're there to fulfill that duty. We go above and beyond anything that people ask us to do, and I'm here to just go on about my library and about our staff. They absolutely love this community, and our doors are always open to whatever anybody might need. Last year we did a seed library, and we'll be doing that again. So we'll have seeds that you can come in. It's sort of like shaking them out, but you don't return them. I think we did 5 to 8 packets of seeds that you can start your community garden. You don't have to pay anything for them. We do make and take kits. That's where parents, you know, if you don't have time to spend at the library to do early activities and education activities, you can take those activities home and do them. And then we do our weekly program, Lily Pad, that is for our young children to come, and we do early literacy lessons, we do parent lessons. We kind of integrate all this learning, all this education into these programs, and there's no charge to our community for those things. One big thing that we also did last year was Jackson County's Got Talent. That was a huge thing for our community. We have such great talent in our community, and we had around 25 people that auditioned, and then 14 finalists that they got to audition with real sound guys, live equipment. They were live streamed on PRTC. They got exposure that, you know, they would have never experienced that type of production. And so we done that for them last year. We had over 30,000 views on the PRTC's TV, which is a huge deal for something produced in Jackson County to get that many views within a couple of days. So that was great. I did come with another agenda was to see if the county wanted to sponsor that event this year. Last year we only were able to give away one prize, but we had several different ages that competed, and I would love to be able to do 2 prizes to where we have an adult Jackson County's Got Talent finalist and then a junior Jackson County's Got Talent finalist, so that, you know, the competition kids aren't competing with adults that's had more experience to tone in on their skills. They were able to perform at the Jackson County's annual fair that gets lots of publicity. One of the winner actually got to perform in Berea at one of their Berea First Fridays after one of the judges was from there and invited her down there. So I think anything like that can support our community's growth, and our people's confidence and attitude, I think, is great. And that's the kind of programs that we try to have at the library. Yeah. I know I could go on and on and on, and we don't have time for me to talk about every single thing that we do at the library, but just know that our doors are open and we are available to meet whatever need or service that you have in this community.
Good deal. Thank you, Ashley. Excuse me. I'll say this. I've been around a lot of places throughout the state and served on a lot of committees and boards, and our library is one of the best there is in the state. And I'll say it, if she ain't sitting there, I think we've got one of the best directors that I've ever met. You do a great job, Ashley, and work with her quite a whole lot. She ain't just involved in the library, she helps with Operation Unite, just like these ladies here do with Save the Children. They all work in collaboration together because the Children and Save the Children program is very, very important to the library. Actually, what about the room for the autistic stuff that you're doing? How's that? The outside?
Outdoor classroom?
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So we have an outdoor classroom that we got with the grant. We were able to open that last fall.
Yeah.
Or last spring, I guess it was, time runs together with me, so I could be completely, we might have had it 2 years. But it is an outdoor classroom that's open to our community. It is gated, so we keep it safe and clean, so you don't have to worry about anything it's not open when we're not open, and it's always under surveillance. But there is learning activities and things in there that the parents can learn with their child. We've got stepping stones that have numbers on them. We've got, a mud kitchen, a sand table, there's just all kinds of toys in there. And it's open year round. If you're prepared to be outside in the cold, we've decided to keep it open year round. And it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, good deal. Now, I did put on the agenda, you'll see it there under item F, Jackson County's got talent program support, where we directly, appoint board members for the Jackson County Public Library Board of Trustees. So they're basically under our umbrella. We can use, LGEA money to help program supports. It's sort of the same thing that we do with some of these other initiatives that's out in the community. Looks like their gold sponsors are $1,500, and I was actually at that event last year, and I was very well pleased with what I saw. That theater up there was full. There was even some of the kids that were saying that they had fan clubs with them. They had posters made, and they was holding them up, and it's just like being in a real talent show. Well, it is a real talent show. It's just like being somewhere like you see somewhere else, and it was just it was very well received within the community. And I've had a lot of citizens that I've run into that said that was one of the best shows that's come into Jackson County in years. So, if what you guys got any questions or?
Yeah, I enjoyed it, I watched it. Yeah,
I didn't do like I did at the fair that year, at the beauty contest. Mark probably remembers this. I had to announce the winner in Miss Jackson County, and I had a Steve Harvey moment where I called the wrong name. That was very embarrassing. And it was the same year that Steve Harvey done that in the Miss America. Got about as much mind as I got hired. I ain't good. But yeah, it's very good.
Yeah, that'd be fine, make a motion.
Motion on the floor.
Second.
All right, take care of it. Actually, I'll get with you later on that. Thank you, guys. All right, rolling on into our agenda, judge's report. Our county EMS staff and road foreman have been busy working with state officials as well as FEMA representatives, surveying damages caused by last month's flooding. They have spent a considerable amount of time documenting damage to county roads and bridges, as well as documenting damage that was reported by individuals on their respective properties. We're unsure at this time if we'll receive any assistance, and we'll know more once we hear back from Kentucky Emergency Management. It looks like we have an estimated total of $106,000 worth of damages reported for Jackson County. Now, that number does include road damages, what PRTC has turned in, and what Jackson Energy has turned in concerning utility services. So on Monday, March the 3rd, the House and Senate Appropriations and Revenues Committee convened jointly to receive an update on the recent flooding disaster. Transportation Cabinet Secretary Jim Gray reported that the flood caused damage to 15 county bridges, left 49 total roads still closed. State Budget Director John Hicks indicated that the total cost of the disaster is projected to exceed $50 million in CAP for disaster and emergency aid funds in fiscal year 2026. Hicks requested that the legislature allocate additional funds from state and appropriate state aid funding for emergencies, which is called the SAFE funds, to support local governments in their recovery efforts. And that's very important because in the 10 years that I've been here, FEMA is one of the most stressful groups that I've ever worked with. Back in 22 in that, or 21, 22 in that ice storm, before we ever got our assessments done, we had 3 different individual FEMA representatives, and when they send one to you, and you get them briefed to get all the information, and all of a sudden they pull them and send them to another area, you gotta start all over again. And Robbie will vouch for me on that. It is a very complicated process. So what the state legislatures are looking to do is appropriate these safe funds. It's not to bypass FEMA, but it's to put money out to municipalities, counties, and cities to get the problems repaired and fixed while you're waiting on FEMA to reimburse you. So basically, they're fronting the money until you get FEMA reimbursement. Of course, the FEMA reimbursement then will go back to the state. So this is very good legislature, and I hope it gets passed, because small counties like ours, Lee County, Alva County, got major damage in those floods. I know that they're like us. They don't have the money sitting around in the budget to handle a $200,000 bridge, or $300,000 or $400,000 worth of washouts in different places and hill slides and things like that. It's just a bad thing. So just a reminder, restrooms and county parks are still closed. The county parks are open for public use, but most of the water lines are in areas that are not insulated. We plan to open bathrooms for the season once we have consistent warmer weather without the danger of freezing and busting service lines. So if anybody asked, that's why they haven't opened yet, but we should be opening them up about any time. And one last thing is, last night I was in contact with our fire chiefs, and after consideration with them and the amount of fires that we've had this week, I did, by KRS 149.401, put in a complete burn ban. So no burning of any time, any and all open burning in Jackson County banned until further notice. Hopefully, once we get sufficient rainfall, we can reverse that very quickly. But we had fires in every part of the county yesterday, or every department had some kind of fire that started with somebody just doing some burning, maybe yard litter, things like that. But this wind and humidity that we've got right now is just, it's just like a torch. Once it gets out, it's gone. We got some pretty rough looking weather coming in this weekend, so hopefully after we get some sufficient rain, we can reverse that as quick as we have to put it on. So that's my report for today. Let's see, district's report. Danny, we'll start with you.
I had several calls on rock, and we took care of that.
Yeah, I was gonna tell you, we sent those guys down to War Fork first part of the week. That rain had cut a ditch right down the middle of that gravel road. And then down there where we put that concrete around that tile, it washed it out pretty bad. But Billy Joe was in this morning, and they got it fixed up, and they was taking some more rock out there a while ago. So if you have anything else, just holler at me, and we'll get them on.
Okay.
All right, thank you. Dale?
Most of my calls with potholes. A lot of time stopped up, but I probably need to get a little cold mix pretty soon, and within the next week or two, and get started on it. We got some, but it's hard.
Rob, do you know if they got cold mix at Cold Bottom right now?
I called down there today, they haven't got back with me, they had some that's left over from last year, but.
It's about like what we got.
That's what we got.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
But we might have to get up with Boothboro, and see.
Okay.
Trouble, when you get hot mix holds better, but you have to get in a hurry to get it down.
Yeah,
You can't get rid of it quick enough.
yeah.
But that's about all the calls I've got.
Okay.
That's, ditch line stopped up after that flood, and backhoe's down. So we're gonna have to make a decision on what to do about it, whether if it's worth repairing or trying to find one.
I've got a guy that I talked to from Wilson Equipment this morning, and they've got the state price contract on equipment, them and Rudd, and, he's coming down next week to bring me some information on the new backhoe. They've got a leasing program. We don't have money to buy 3 at one leg, you know, but if we can lease one, and then maybe next year budget for another, you know, kind of bid it up a little at a time. But he is bringing me a price of what they are and, what, you know, the specs and everything else. So I'll have it at the next meeting.
I'll call Frankfurt this week and see if they got any surplus hose down there.
Okay.
Garvey mentioned that, but,
I don't know if they've got any.
probably not this early. They don't usually, get stocked up until July.
He sure did.
It's pretty cold.
It sure was.
It's pretty early.
I was it
That's a
early?
bad leak right there.
But I'll call them and see what they got.
Okay.
I don't know where that done is.
All right. Garvey, you got anything?
We just been hauling gravel, filling potholes,
Okay.
ditching.
Yeah. I'll take care of that one issue. You don't have to worry about that. All right. Let's see here. Our sheriff had to run out on a call, and, Chief Bryant from the city police was here, but he got a call, so he had to go, so both of them are out. But I will say that, they have been going through the, interview process for new court security officers. They've got, some positions open, and they had a lot of applications, and they're going through the interview process of that. They was able to get, 3 cruisers. They're all Ford Explorers from Chicago Motors. They delivered them down here. One of them is, they've got back from getting it, decaled up, and after the court meeting today, y'all are welcome to walk out and look at it. It looks really nice. We had a lot of fleet go down at one time, so he was about to get behind on equipment. So, we got them in, they seem to be really nice trucks. But they have had an abundance of calls, the last, since we met last in February, right there for Chief Bryant now. They've had abundance of calls. I don't know, I know that the city and the counties work together on several of those issues, and, but they're just staying really busy. And I think Logan's in the academy, is that right?
He is, he started the online portion of it.
So Officer Hacker is now in the academy. That's a 9-month program,
23 weeks total, 5 weeks online, 18 in person.
23 weeks. Okay. All right, thank you. All right, jail report. We've got Mr. Mike with us this morning, or this afternoon. Go right ahead, Mike.
See, looks like the jail brought in a little over 70,000, which is, I mean, that's down a little bit to previous months. That's due to the lack of state inmates that seems to be affecting the whole state. Hopefully we get some more pretty soon, and, I've got the policy and procedure book here that I need you guys to sign. It's just a yearly thing.
Okay.
Nothing's
Yeah.
really changed in it, but it has to be signed every year in the minutes.
Okay.
I don't know if you want to do that now or later.
We can, so that, there's nothing that's changed in policies, procedures from last year?
Maybe the only thing that changed might have been just the chain of command, which that's the only one she had noted in it. It's just like the chain of command, there may have been
Okay.
some people quit or got a different position or something like that.
Gotcha.
But, I'll just pass that around, you all can have a look at it.
So we need to make a motion that the jail has presented us with their policies and procedures.
Hey, up here, Mike. You good, man?
Let's see, here's the, it's just this first page right here, and then the other one with the tab on it. One page is like the inmate rules and handbook, and the other one with the tab is the one that changes. Yeah, the little orange tab right there. Just that sign twice. first has to be done yearly for the inspection.
Yeah, there's another one on top. So it's one sheet, don't think it's updated on it?
Yes.
Motion on this one change, yeah.
Second.
All right. Thank you, Mike.
Thank you.
You got anything else? you want to report?
Everything's going, getting ready to start mowing, I guess.
Yeah.
About that time of year, ain't it?
Yeah, those guys have been down and helped us with a few different things.
Yeah.
So, yeah, thank you.
Yep.
All right, next is the fiscal year 26 jail budget. We have to have the budget in for the jail by April 1st, so it has to be taken care of at this meeting. I think I gave you all a copy of it, of that jail budget. I'll go through it here just a second. Sign this before I lose my paper, sorry. All right, I'll get that back to you after the meeting, all right? So our jail budget this year, of course, we're on fiscal year with the jail, just like we are with the fiscal court's budget. The account listings, and this is the appropriations out of the jail. You got the jailer's salary, and I'll say that the jailer's salary, my salary, the clerk's salary, and the sheriff's salary are all set by the state of Kentucky KRS. They set them because they set them by population and how many years of service. So we don't have a say in what we pay those. That comes in for the letter from the Department of Local Government every year. So jailer's salary this year, or for the fiscal year 26, will be $111,225.06. Jail personnel salaries, and this is everybody that works in the jail full-time, $911,000. Part-time help, $80,000. Jailer's training, fringe benefits, this is for the training that they're required to attend and receive, $6,400. Contractual medical services, in the jail, $195,000. Contracted services, and this is, there's HVAC, sewer, things like that, $60,000. $1,000 reserved for any contractual services that we ain't expecting. Building maintenance supplies set at $18,000. Custodial supplies, $20,000. General supplies, just what they have to operate the jail, is $50,000. Food, $260,000. I'll say that's down a lot from what it has been in previous years because the jail is doing in-house, got cooks there. They're doing pretty good too.
Yeah, they do a real good job.
Yeah, it's better food and saves some money.
More of it.
Yeah. So linens, $2,400. That's to update all the bedding. Jail motor vehicle parts, $16,000. Office supplies, $10,000. Staff uniforms, $4,000. Memberships, $1,000. That's for memberships that the Kentucky Jailer Association. Training, conference, registration, $800. Utilities, $96,000. Juvenile, which is contracts with other counties, we very rarely have. We have to put the line item in the budget, $200. Security services, $6,000. That's for our security system. That's maintenance on it. Insurance on the buildings, $1,000. Bonds, $1,000. Reserved for transfer, $4,000. That can be used with any part of this budget. Retirement, which is the county sheriff for the full-time employees, $180,000. Health insurance, which is the county sheriff for those that have took it out, $45,000. We got $1,000 put back in case somebody has an unemployment claim. $150 for workman's comp. Medicare max, $16,000. Brings the total jail budget to $2,097,185.06. So the revenue, which is what pays this, you've got federal reimbursement refund for $90,000. Transportation cabinet agreement is $60,000, which I will say is about 15,000 more than what it has been. And what that is when you see these inmates out on state roads picking up garbage, weed eating around guardrails, that's the reimbursement from the transportation cabinet for that. State jail allotment, which is comes in from the state, it's allotted through a legislation that was passed for $98,000. $205 in court cost collection. Inter-county jail contracts is what we get from places like, we have a few Madison County inmates, we've got some Knox County, we've got several counties that we handle inmates for. Budgeted $70,000 for that. State prisoners, $910,000. Like Mike said, it went down some. Hopefully it'll come back up. DUI fees of $4,500. Miscellaneous, which is just different revenue that comes in from different places, $74,000. Telephone reimbursements. You can buy a card for an inmate, and it puts money in the jail. For those families that buy for their loved ones that's in the jail, $17,000. Local corrections assistant, which is a fund that was created several years ago, goes by size of jail, population of inmates, $90,000. Reimbursement from jail, that's from some of their funds, $30,000. Inmate transport fees, $2,000. Vending commission, $1,500. Interest earned, $50, and transfer from other funds, which it comes from the general fund throughout the year, $651,280. So that evens you up at $2,097,185.06. Any questions on the jail budget? That budget's up about,
It's a big one.
yeah, the budget's up from last year about, was it 25,000?
Somewhere in there, right?
And most of it is, like I said, you know, you had your, and it's not cost that's up, it's actually revenue that's up. Your transportation cabinet agreement, your jail allotment come up a little bit. It's just stuff that goes up with time, so their revenue's what brought it up. Yeah, it costs a lot to have inmates, but you gotta have it by law, you gotta have it.
Oh, the clerk's salary and the clerk's deputy salaries is paid from the clerk's office.
Exactly.
Fiscal court don't have to pay that.
Right.
Hey, we help, don't we?
Absolutely, a lot. Y'all turn in a lot of
Yeah.
unused money every year too.
But it all comes out of the clerk's office. I mean,
Yeah.
it's fiscal court don't pay them.
That's another reason anybody needs to have people with buy cars to tag them.
That's exactly right.
To keep the money local that way.
That way the taxing districts get some money.
Yeah,
We don't get to keep it, that's for sure.
yeah,
But we get that.
Just the first reading, it is.
that's first reading, yeah.
Yeah.
We have to send that in the state, and if they'll either approve or tell us what we need to change.
And we can change it wherever we
Yeah,
see fit in between now and then also.
yeah, yeah.
We don't need it.
Motion.
Yeah. Did somebody say?
Yeah.
Oh, Danny second, thank you, I'm sorry, I can't hear real good today.
He's talking slowly.
Let's see here. We done the Jackson County Got Talent program support. So item G is LEPP resolutions, and there's two resolutions. And this is Sheriff's Equipment Grant. This is, LEPP is Law Enforcement Protection Program. The reason we have two different resolutions, and you'll see that one resolution number is 031324, and the other resolution number is 031425. And the reason we have two different resolutions is there's two different things that they're applying for through the Kentucky Office of Homeland Security. Zach, are you up to speed exactly what it is we're applying for? I don't want to get the wording wrong.
Is this the Homeland Security grant?
Yes.
It's several rifles. I think there's 5 rifles, 5
Yeah.
handguns, along with optics. I think what that is some ammo still in there too.
Yeah, yeah, okay.
I think it's a 100% grant though. I don't think it's a match grant.
It's not a match grant, it's 100%. And so Ms. Caitlin Mason up at Area Development District, Steve, I believe she's the one that's working on that for us. It's always good to have Steve with us for Cumberland Valley Area Development District. but, she's working on that for us. So, this tells us that we're desiring to make an application for law enforcement protection program funds for a project to be ministered by the Kentucky Office of Homeland Security. So basically, all we have to do is, we're the applicant agent for the sheriff, so, all we have to do is pass the resolution, and this is not the application. The resolution says that we desire to make an application. So this is the first step into them putting in an application. This ain't guaranteed that you'll get the grant. This is executing documents that are necessary to apply for the grant. So, any questions on these resolutions?
Motion.
We want to do one at a time or both? They're both the same resolution, we just gotta have two of them.
We'll just, I'll motion both.
Okay, motion both resolutions?
Second.
Second both resolutions. Okay, thank you, gentlemen. Doug, I'll get you a copy of these after the meeting.
Okay.
I got to sign them, you'll have to attest them for me.
I'll do it, brother.
Thank you. All right, item H is our farmer's market program support. Sort of same thing as what we were doing with the library here on their Jackson County's Got Talent. The thing with the farmer's market is that farmer's market, well, a lot of people don't know, there's local money that goes into that through the extension office, but they also have to put in a grant in order to be able to put the programs out that they do. And that enables them to put vouchers out in the community to help people in Jackson County receive these vouchers so that they can go down and use the vouchers with the local farmers at the farmers market. So basically, it's money that comes in from program support that puts these vouchers out, and the only place they can use them is at the local farmers market. So it turns right around, goes into the local farmers. Our farmers market program here it does great. The extension service, Miss Kathy Howe does a fantastic job. They set up in McKee, Anvil, Sand Gap. They're there several times during the week. And our farmers that participate in the farmers market, from just general conversation with them, they really appreciate being able to have that program here. I think it's a very important program. The extension service, again, is another taxing district, like the library is. We do appoint members to them. We did give $2,000 out of local government economic assistance funds last year for this program to help them get the grant, because they have to have local support in order to get the grant to do the farmer's market. So we did this last year, and I had a discussion with Kathy, and they need support again from the fiscal court this year in order to put the grant application in and continue the farmer's market program. So any questions about
So
that?
does that go to the vouchers itself?
That goes to the grant, and that grant is what pays for the vouchers. They just have to have a match. We're basically providing a match for the grant. Yeah.
Yeah, my motion, second.
Okay, thank you, gentlemen.
Right there, we'll do that.
Okay. All right, I've got, and I didn't make copies of this but I'll definitely pass it down and let you look at it. The Conservation District, which is another taxing district, like Doug was talking about taxing districts, that's another taxing district in Jackson County. And the Conservation District, I went to their meeting Monday, and then I got busy with people, or actually I went Tuesday, and then I got busy with people coming in from Frankfurt on our flooding. And it was a busy day Tuesday, but I did get to attend the meeting, and they always give us a copy of their budget every year. And so their budget looks like is their budget is, it's $337,815. And that's to run the Conservation District all year. They are doing something similar to what Ashley's doing at the library. They are doing money to help local gardeners get seed, but you have to spend the money in a local place. So it has to be spent in Jackson County, at one of the farm services. so that's good. It helps them get garden seed. They spent $12,000 on that last year, helping people get seed. So anybody that's interested in that, you contact, the Conservation District. There'll be, a time when they'll give out trees again. They do, a local, poster contest, for our, 4-H and FFA programs. They also, they did say they had enough money this year come in through the budget, through the state, that they were going to be able to provide one citizen within the community with a septic system. So, they did get money for that in this budget, but that's a copy of it if you guys want to see it. Now, we don't approve their budget. They have a board of directors that we appoint, well, actually, their board is elected. But, they have a board of directors that approve their budget, but according to their bylaws, they are required to present us a copy of their budget. So what I need a motion on today is that the Conservation District has provided a copy of their budget.
Motion.
Second.
All right, thank you, gentlemen. Item J, bid repairs and upgrades to the transfer station. So I've been in contact, I'm talking pretty close with Jason Thomas, our solid waste coordinator. And our transfer station it's severely out of date, and it's having a lot of issues. And, I've told him I would, seek approval from the fiscal court today to be able to get some bids on repairs and upgrades to that system. Now, what we're looking at will be an open top system, and what that is, it's something similar to like Laurel County uses it. Most of your updated transfer stations use this type of system. So basically, the hopper would sit above an open trailer, and when the garbage truck backs in and dumps, it goes straight down in the trailer. There's no compactor involved, and you'll use an excavator with a special attachment made to compact the garbage while it's in the trailer. So you don't have all the hydraulic components, and you don't have all the mess of it mashing up out of that box and going all over the place, and having to have somebody there every Friday to clean up the mess that's come in from the garbage you picked up that week, or that you took that week. So we're looking at a system like that because our solid waste coordinator, I sent him to a conference a few weeks ago to get updated information from the state on system updates, recycling, things like that. And just about every transfer station that's got an upgrade through the state, this is the kind of upgrade that they've got. Now, we don't know what it's going to cost until we get bids, but what I'm seeking today is fiscal court's approval to put out the bids to upgrade to this. No money just yet, we just need to know what it's going to cost.
Yeah, so,
Okay, thank you, gentlemen. Let's see. Okay, now we got treasurer's bills and transfers. We didn't have as many bills this month as what we normally have. We've kind of,
it's always a good thing.
well, I say, Caleb, he's he's doing a good job, because he's questioning them when they call in on what they need and why they need it, so that's good. And him being a finance officer, he wants to know what we're putting a purchase order out for, which is good.
Motion.
Got a motion that you see the bill.
Second.
Got a second. Thank you, Jim. All right. We've got several here with us today. Got any comments or announcements? Oh, yeah. I'll take it. Bad.
Yeah, I've got something here. Yeah, I've been here for the past week, well, since October. I didn't make it in November. But January, February, March, I've asked one question. I never have got an answer. And that's, why is all these roads that hardly people live on at all, we're getting all this blacktop and everything, and we still can't get nothing? All these signatures I got from 2 years ago, that's almost going on 3 years. that live back in here, and I haven't got an answer, why can't we get our roads blacktop, you know? The Wind Cave's got a church on it, but a lot of people travel to that church. There's a cemetery back there that the logging's done on now, that needs gravel back to it. The loggers has fixed the road, and there's, I think he told me, Roger Boland said that once he gets done logging, he'd fix the road and it'd be gravel back through it. I know that the logging's done back in here, but we're still driving on rough roads, tore off pieces and everything. And we'd like to, the people that's on this list, you know, over 300 signatures, would like to know why can't they get our roads fixed.
Well, I appreciate it, Bobby. I will say that, you know, we did spend quite a bit of money patching that road until we tried to get better suited to funding. I think it's like $169,000 we spent just patching the Lake Street Road, and the reason it cost that much is when we got to running the trips down through there, it just started sinking up. The road bed on that road has always been an issue, and there ain't nothing really anybody can do about it besides trying to get the water situation better. And we've had a unbelievable amount of rain in the last 3 or 4 years. Now, Wind Cave, you know, it does need a lot of attention. I was down through there not long ago, and of course, me and you'd have conversation about logging down there. That's good to know that it's done now.
Yeah.
And so we can definitely try to get it to, you know, we ain't bid out a blacktop for this year just yet. We don't know what it's gonna cost us until we submit and ask for bid requests. And once we get those requests in, and we'll know what we can get a estimate on it and bring it before the court and see if we got the funds to blacktop it or not. I know we've got over 500 miles of road that we maintain.
Yeah.
And some of them have more houses on it than others. Some of these roads, like, there's a road out in Litterbox that, how many houses on Cornelius Road?
I'd say it's
25, 26.
25.
And I know that it's not had any blacktop on it since probably the late 80s, and it's getting in really bad shape. We're gonna have to work on it. And that's the reason we're trying our best to get, the state's trying to help us out. The road funds are something that they distribute throughout all the state. If you don't get some extra help from the state, it's just hard to attack them all at once.
Okay, well, another thing is a question on these roads. I got your county project proposal program thing here on the roads. You got Lodge Hall, you got Mildred Owsley Road, and you got Chandler Road. Well, Mildred and Chandler, they was done in 2015. That's 10 years ago. Lodge Hall Road says completed in 2019 was the dates on this. And these roads have been less, like 50 years ago that they was done. And that's,
Lodge Hall 2019.
Lodge Hall we worked on the curve on Lodge Hall and extended it. That's what it ain't had no blacktop on it.
Even a friend of mine's preacher's got a church out there, says that road can be done another 3 or 4 down the road, because he comes over and we play music together a lot. And he drives them roads, and he says, hey, these roads need done. He said, this is bad to see a church that's sit back here with tore up roads.
Well, we submitted that Lodge Hall Road to the state to try to get state funds because there's so many houses that's on that road. And Gardner being mastered up there, he gets a lot of calls about it,
Well, that's just like, we had a friend that drives a mail truck in here and said something about a guy that's got one house and they're blacktopped his road, and he's the last one on the road.
Yeah.
Only house on that road.
Yeah,
Okay,
that road got
there's other
blacktop.
roads that nobody lives on that's been blacktopped, while we're still driving on tore up roads,
That road, particular road you're talking about, every time it rained, we had to go down to Atkinstown and put that gravel back up on that road. So it was a very minimal cost, $30,000 to blacktop that road.
Yeah.
There's 3 different property owners in there that requested, and I mean, it made sense because it was tearing up the road that was below it. So there's a lot of factors, what I'm saying, Bob, that goes into that
But
stuff.
see, there's a lot of tourism back in there too, because I've been, that I'm trying to do for, and you got a lot of money for roads and tourism last year and everything the county did, and I'm still trying to get our roads fixed because I'm trying to boost the county tourism.
Yeah.
And I've got another thing here that I got from, that I was wanting to bring to your attention also, was, the Cincinnati Enquirer did a survey on the best and worst counties in the United States. This is across the whole United States. Jackson County ranks 23rd of the worst.
Yeah.
Our, in a 5-year, population change, we're minus 0.8%. So I know a lot of people, I know people that's come here, bought land, and, turn around and they can't get nothing done, and they end up selling their land and moving out. You can't bring their businesses in because the taxes are so high and everything like that, and to build our economy, we've got to have businesses. If you don't have business, you ain't gonna have the revenue coming in.
Right.
So, you know, so that's another big issue in the county. I mean, a 23rd in the United States, man, we gotta do something to raise it up for that, man, that's bad.
Yeah.
And, you know, I look at those kind of things like that in our roads, and people that's building their business in here, got their American dreams and everything to do stuff and try to help the county out. It seems like we're being shunned so bad. I mean, I've done this this will be my 8th year on the festivals I've done to try to bring people in. I go out, I bring, you know, the end of this month, I gotta go to Louisville. I got a big thing to do down there to try to get people coming in here. And, you know, but my thing is, you know, how can I do this and just keep trying to help the county when I don't see nothing coming and helping us out myself, you know?
Yeah.
So, you know, and one other thing is we talked about your tourism committee.
Yeah.
And how many, and, I think it's unfair the way it is. How many people you got on that?
I can't remember, Bobby, off the top of my head.
Okay, well, most of them work at the school bus garage, plus, you got, family members on the same committee, which is not fair for a lot of people that's trying to help the county in tourism and stuff like that, that's got other Airbnbs and things too, that would like to be on the committee.
Yeah.
Because there's too much favoritism in that, and we would like to get something to have that change there too also.
Right. Thank you, sir.
Okay? So, can you tell me when the next tourism meeting is, and can we get together on that?
I'm not sure when it is. I haven't spoke with them in the last, I was supposed to be in the meeting with them, was that Tuesday? They had to meet at the library. I was supposed to be in the meeting with them Tuesday, but I had visitors show up from Frankfurt, so I'll have to call and find out, Bobby. You'll just have to call me and let you know. Because I hate to say something and it not be right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I know in January, bad weather, and they canceled it, and I called you in February, and you couldn't know when it was then.
I did. I hadn't talked to them actually just a few weeks ago when they got the Brushy Fort thing started down here, so, of course, that's a completely different thing, so that's a community thing.
Okay.
But just call me, I'll find out.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you. Anybody else?
You know, I'd like to make my comment.
Yeah.
So, this is a direct with what you was talking about. So, I'm only 23 years old. I'm about to be done with a master's degree, born and raised here in the county.
Yeah.
Now, Bobby, I will say, 2030, that does sound pretty bad, but as a high schooler, I done multiple different researches on the internet. You know, in about 2015 to 2016, Jackson County was ranked bottom 5 in the United States.
Mm-hmm.
So if we're 23rd now, in my opinion, I believe that's a pretty good improvement.
10-year time.
Yeah. And also for the roads, as you said, Mildred Road was one. It kind of piqued my interest because, let's see, what was it, the flooding last month roughly? And I've got pictures to show.
Mhm.
That road does need repairs at a lot of times because I have a 4-inch lifted truck on 33s, and I was barely able to traverse Mildred Road due to the point that it was under about 3 inches of water. About half of that roadway was out. So there are reasons behind why every decision is made, and I just wanted to make that known to the public, and I'm going to take my time.
Can I say something about this also?
Yes,
These people back in here where this church is at, and they've been driving on these roads for 10 years where these log trucks have been running. And now the logging's done, and the roads are still just tore all to pieces. This guy here lives on the road.
Yes.
This winter, they come through there with snow plows. plows what loose blacktop was up, or up in his yard.
And that's
Yes,
completely
dig up all these,
Yes.
clean this up, so, you know, it's everywhere in the county.
I understand completely what you're saying. There's always issues in every point.
Yeah.
I know a lot about Wind Cave and Lake Street. I've been in there a few times. Marks is my in-laws. Actually had a lot to do from that area, from back in the sixties up until now. Passing Joyce and Melvin, they still have a decent one.
Yeah,
Big
I
problem
know
back in
Louis
Lake Street.
lives over Sand Springs area.
Yeah. I just wanted to make the conversation.
Okay, anybody else got anything?
That's it.
I wasn't gonna speak in the meeting, but I will say this.
Yeah,
I appreciate all the work that the road crews did over the winter that we had. I mean, I know it was bad,
yeah,
but just to reinforce, what Bobby was saying,
yeah.
you know, it seemed like half the blacktop in front of my house wound up in my yard,
Oh, yeah,
you know, because it's so fractured
Right.
and messed up with
Yeah.
the snow plows and everything.
yeah,
And I just, you know, wanted you guys to keep that in mind when the budget does come up.
yeah, absolutely.
You know, it would sure help me out, because I
Yeah.
don't like cleaning my yard out.
Yeah, I understand.
But,
Thank you, Mr. Cox, yeah.
anyway,
Thank you, sir.
Appreciate it.
All right, next we'll seek the motion to adjourn.
Motion. Second.
All right, next meeting is April the 10th at 1 o'clock. Thank you all.